Hello all. Welcome to our presentation today, GuideOne, introducing our newest GuideVantage partner, Azuga. I'm Penny Parasoff, the Director of Business Development here at GuideOne, and today I'm thrilled to share information about Azuga Telematics, again, our latest product to be added to our GuideVantage lineup of value-added services for our policyholders. I'm proud to introduce also Ryan Briggs, as he's the Director of Business Development for Azuga. Ryan has been working with insurance providers, safety professionals, and fleet operators for over 4 years at Azuga. And prior to that, worked on usage-based insurance program with a personal lines carrier. I've gotten to know Ryan over this past year, and I think you'll enjoy hearing from him, and in his knowledge and help in this area has been tremendous in getting this partnership built. If there are questions, I believe there's a place to show Q&A, typing that question out, and without further hearing from me, Ryan, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Penny, and thanks for that introduction, as well as having Azuga join your GuideVantage program. We're very excited to be partnering with you in this way. My approach to this meeting is I'm going to introduce Azuga, as well as what our program is striving to do, talk about our technology so that agents and partners of GuideOne can speak to their insureds knowledgeably. And then I'm also going to talk about how you work with the GuideVantage program, as well as how you work with Azuga. And those will serve as next steps going forward. So getting started, Azuga is a leading fleet telematics provider. We are also a leading provider of insurance-backed programs. We are a safety-focused telematics system, and that is core to our mission. Our background, you may see us in the news recently. We have become a member of the Bridgestone family in their solutions business. So we're very excited for things looking forward and the backing of such an enthusiastic player and provider in the automotive segment. So why are we looking at telematics in auto insurance? This is a background slide from AM Best that shows that the commercial auto insurance segment is a problem segment. I'm sure knowledgeable agents and producers on this webinar know that it's been underperforming for many commercial auto insurers for a long time. It's basically been a money loser for over 10 years. So what progressively minded insurance carriers like GuideOne are doing is trying to bend this loss curve by applying technology in proven loss reducing measures like our safety-driven telematics program. It certainly beats continually increasing commercial auto premiums. As an industry, commercial auto premiums have gone up every quarter since 2011, and that's just not sustainable. But unfortunately, the doing nothing hasn't worked. The drivers of auto frequency, of accidents and auto frequency and severity are still there. Distracted driving, aggressive driving, increasing severities driven by summary judgments in litigation, or the rising cost of vehicle repairs are all headwinds against the commercial auto segment. So really being smart, employing technologies to reduce the frequency and severity of accidents is what our mission is. And that mission is safer driving. So I'm going to speak about how our technology works and how it actually results in fewer accidents and how it can be a benefit to GuideOne's customers, as well as how agents and producers can speak to their clients about how it's a benefit to them. First of all, know a little bit about our technology. We are configurable to any vehicle make, model, and class, all the way from passenger style up to heavy duty vehicles. That makes us broadly applicable to any commercial fleet. Our system is configurable. You will just work with myself or the Azuga staff to ensure that our equipment is fit to your fleet's vehicles. We handle all of that. Knowing our technology system is safety focused, however, it does cover all of the major capabilities that a fleet operator might want. So this is important to note that this is not a basic service. You're getting a full feature service. I use the analogy that telematics is frequently sold like cable television, where you can get basic cable, and that's just location tracking. Or you can get premium cable, or you can get premium cable with HBO. Telematics analogy goes that way too. So think of the package that GuideOne has negotiated with Azuga as that premium cable plus HBO, where you get location tracking, you get the driver behavior monitoring, which is absolutely critical for loss reduction. And then even above and beyond that, you get the benefits for the operations and efficiency-minded individuals of a fleet operator that includes fuel management and vehicle health. So it's a full-featured package. One of the other benefits of working with GuideOne in an insurance and safety-focused program is the methodology Azuga uses to work with insureds to actually get results. We have customer success managers that work with insureds to employ a methodology we call the Azuga Safety Journey. This is about using the data and the feature functionality of our system and working on a periodic basis with the insured to make sure that they get the system installed. All individuals within the organization understand how to use it, and then they apply best practices and insights to continue to improve their operations and their safety. These customer success managers will also offer to meet with insureds on a quarterly basis to take a step back, review the data, and make suggestions or changes. So this safety journey is really part of our core offering. We love our technology, but we understand that execution and adoption of the technology really drives results. Getting a little bit of a visual of what the fleet will see. First, when they log in, they will see the dashboard, which includes all of the safety, operations, and efficiency data points that a fleet operator will want to know. With a couple clicks, they can drill down and understand which vehicles, which areas of their business are performing well. This dashboard also provides baselines based on their industry segment. So not only can a fleet operator see if they're trending better over time, they can also see how they are performing relative to their peers. Very effective in understanding if they're doing a good job and where improvement might be needed. Live tracking is frequently the most utilized feature functionality on a day-to-day, minute-by-minute basis by a fleet operator. Here, an operator would see all of the different locations of their vehicles. With a couple clicks, they can see where the vehicles have been. They can set up geofences, get alerts, monitor not only the efficiency, but also the assets that they have to ensure that they're being properly used. This is all the table stakes that you would expect in a fully featured fleet management GPS location capability. The driver monitoring and driver scoring area is where Azuga sets itself apart from just a traditional GPS monitoring system. We have a 0 to 100 driver score that is based on components of driver behavior that are correlated to their propensity to get into an accident. So we measure their frequency of aggressive braking or speeding or harsh acceleration and cornering. These are all these events, based on their individual frequencies, develop a profile for each driver. And our actuarial study of over 1 billion miles of commercial vehicle driving and tens of thousands of crashes allows us to provide a score that is a forward-looking indicator of risk. So safety-minded individuals at the fleet operator and within the GuideOne loss control group can look at these scores and understand which drivers might be exhibiting behaviors that have proven to eventually cause an accident. That allows them to be proactive and ultimately bend that, that curve that we spoke about, reducing the frequency and severity of accidents. In comparison, motor vehicle records, which are frequently used and required by fleet operators, are backward looking. You cannot really, judge the past by the future, but you can certainly, with a new driver, understand their current activity and change behavior to it until it's too late, or before it's too late. Cameras are becoming much more popular with fleet operators because they really take away the he said, she said when an event occurs. It's also invaluable context to understand what is actually happening in a vehicle when you see a negative or a below average driver score. So these event-generated cameras will automatically upload a video clip into the Azuga portal. So anytime there is a hard braking event or a collision of some sort, the video clip from the outward facing as well as the in-cab facing camera will upload that video clip. It can be downloaded and used during a claim, or it can just be used in sitting down with the driver to say, hey, let's talk about how we can approach things differently to improve your driving and your driving risk. Cameras continually, and like many technologies, continually improve and get more sophisticated. So we've introduced our SafetyCam AI Edition. AI stands for artificial intelligence, and it goes after a whole nother class of risk, and that is the most important one, distracted driving. 80% of collisions are attributed to distracted driving. How this technology works is the camera looks at the driver's face and in real time processes video to understand if the driver's eyes are on the road or not. Of course, if they're looking away from the road or down, that is a distraction. So this camera will monitor the driver's face and eyes, and after 2 seconds of not looking at the road, aka a distraction, it will beep at the driver, prompting that driver to look up, thereby reducing the frequency and severity of distracted driving. This, of course, has a direct correlation in reduction of the frequency of accidents. So very critical and very useful in improving your overall fleet safety profile. This camera has many other features that I won't go into all of them here, but I will mention two. One, there is the ability to add auxiliary cameras. So not only can you get the road-facing view, you can get the in-cab facing view. You can also mount them on the sides of the vehicles if you've got a large vehicle looking down the sides or out the back. These exterior mounted cameras can be invaluable that way. Both of the cameras have what is called on-demand video retrieval. So the important differentiation of enterprise-grade cameras such as these versus traditional, what I call truck stop cameras that just have memory cards, is the ability to retrieve video remotely. These cameras have between 50 and 100 hours of memory on board. That's recorded drive time. So on a given day, if you hear about an event or a customer complaint or something that you need to understand or look at better, you can send a message to these cameras and upload a video from several days ago and get that video clip downloaded right into your system so you can view it. The vehicle does not have to return back. The memory card does not have to be removed from the camera, and the driver doesn't have to know about it or interrupt their daily business in order to do that. So really a critical tool in monitoring your fleet and understanding the context of given events. One of Azuga's core principles is driver engagement. When you implement a driver-focused safety program or a telematics program, it is important to have the drivers involved, and that requires transparency and incentive. So with all of our programs and for free as a part of the GuideOne program, we include our driver app called Azuga Fleet Mobile. This enables the drivers to see their portion of the data just like the fleet manager can see. So they can log in and see their own driver score, the components that are making up their score. This enables them to be fully accountable and understand how the system works and change their behavior in order to meet what is, a 75 or above an acceptable level of driver risk. The incentive part comes in two pieces. First, they can see a leaderboard, so they can see their colleagues' driver scores as well. Human nature is you do not want to be the lowest scoring driver in the fleet, so drivers frequently will compete in a very positive way to make sure that they are all above a safe driving threshold. Operators that want to take it one step further can use our rewards platform and actually use a small monetary value to incentivize drivers to drive more safely, such as anyone with a driver score of 80 or above can get a $10 or $20 gift card. The platform automatically pushes that gift card to the driver's phone, in which they can redeem at a variety of retailers. $20 is not a significant amount of money, but it very much reinforces the message. So it's not always about the money. Sometimes it's about the message to engage those drivers, to tell them that safety is important and we're keeping score. So a very effective approach in getting results with your drivers. The second component is real-time driver feedback. So not all drivers understand that their driving behavior is risky, but statistics have shown that if you brake too hard or accelerate too fast, ultimately that leads to accidents. So our device has real-time feedback, which will play a buzzing sound, an audible alert inside the vehicle when one of those behaviors is recognized. This real-time feedback really completes that loop of the driver score and their own performance and allows them to say, when I hear that noise, my driving score goes down and I recognize that as risky behavior. So without coaching, drivers can change their behavior in real time. Our data has shown this in a very short period of time is one of the most effective ways of improving driving behavior. Driver education, and this goes hand in hand with the driver shortage that we have in the current marketplace. That driver shortage often means that drivers with less experience are being hired all the time. And especially in the nonprofit segment, these are not career professional drivers. So driver education is critical. So we have a add-on service that we call Azuga Coach. Azuga has worked with a national provider of behind-the-wheel and classroom driver training called Driving Dynamics to integrate a learning management system into the Azuga Fleet mobile application. Drivers, this works like a subscription. Drivers will get standard lessons on a periodic basis that they watch, they answer questions about, and it teaches them about different areas of driving behavior. They can do this without coming into the office, all on their phone. And the fleet manager can monitor that the drivers are actually taking watching the lessons and taking the quizzes all via the Azuga dashboard. We've taken it one step further and correlated this with our Azuga safety score. So drivers that have a deficiency in one of the components of the Azuga safety score will be pushed additional lessons, safety tips that focus on that behavior and try to change that. Those safety tips come out on a more frequent basis and are targeted at driver improvement monitoring. This is the only feature that I've shown you today that's above and beyond the standard package, and it is a optional additional subscription. So those are the highlights of the Azuga program. How this works, engaging Azuga or GuideOne into benefiting your insureds or your fleet with this program. GuideOne will be posting information on their website. We also, and that will guide you to the GuideOne page sponsored by Azuga that provides all the high-level program details. It also provides data sheets that will give you bullet point level details about the different products that I've shown you today. It also will connect them to myself as the account manager for GuideOne or my team, so we will service any customer who is interested in the program. Within the Safety Focus program, GuideOne has negotiated extremely favorable rates for their customers. This will work in one of two ways. If you work through it with at the time of renewal or with your policy, you may be eligible to get wholesale pricing packaged for 1 year as a part of your policy, and that's a very favorable rate at $166.50 per vehicle, per device, per year. It's per vehicle per year. So that's well below market value and a very compelling price point. If you want to pay direct pricing, we also have a discounted service plan for that, which is $17 per month, and that's when if you choose to pay Azuga directly on a monthly basis for that. So the same package, two different ways to work the economics there. We aim to be flexible. Our standard SafetyCam can be added on to either of those at only $21 per month. We also can work out annual plans as needed, and our AI camera is a little bit more than that, and I'm happy to provide you with a quote there. So again, pre-negotiated pricing, very much discounted to benefit GuideOne insureds, and we can find the right program fit for your business. So that's what I had. Thank you very much for listening to an overview of the program as well as our technology. Please see the GuideOne website and the contact information contained therein to get in touch with the GuideOne your GuideOne representative, or the Azuga contact information provided on those websites, and we'd be happy to help you all. Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone for attending.